Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Cody with Blood Money MMA Bets, and I'm back with another prediction video. This week, I'm going to be breaking down UFC 281, Adesanya versus Pereira. What a great card. 14 good fights, man. I'm excited for all these fights. Found some super good betting spots. I like some unders. I like some overs, man. I like some money lines. It's going to be a really good card. We're going to do a quick recap of UFC Vegas 64, Lemos versus Watterson. My bad. Lemos versus Rodriguez, and then we're gonna get right into UFC 281. So here it is, UFC Vegas 64. I went 4-1 on my bets for plus 5.95 units. Got pretty much double back what the bookies took last week. You know, they took 3.05 units for me. I got to pretty much double that back. My 4 winning bets are Batista under 2.5 rounds, super easy, plus 2.4 units. Minner under 2.5 rounds, super duper easy, plus 1.75 units. Maverick Hadley parlay, super easy, plus 2 units. Maverick Bautista parlay, even easier, plus 2 units. One losing bet was Miranda Maverick under 2.5 rounds, man. And she was close a couple times in that first and second round, but Shanna Young showed she got a little bit better, and was able to survive in there. So, yeah, man, that brings my official bet record to 163 and 116 for plus 61.7 units. As you know, my units are $100. So I'm up $6,170. I broke the 60 unit mark. I broke the $6,000 mark. Super happy about that. Ready to start another streak. We're going for 20. Just like I said before, if they didn't get me with Jacoby, I'd be on a 9-week winning streak. We're talking about 2 months in a row. You could be paying rent, paying anything you want with all that. But yeah, man, we're going to keep that going here. We're going to keep it going with UFC 281. Got, like I said, a lot of good fights on here. There's a lot of good betting spots on it. Everybody right now, take the time, please, to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications. If you like free money, man, at this point, like I said, I've won 8-9 weeks in a row at this point. If you like free money, hit all that stuff. Baby Blood went 2-1 on her picks this week. Her 2 winning picks were Lemos and Maverick, just like her dad had. Her losing bet was Daniel Rodriguez. He fought hard. That makes her 8-2 in the last 3 weeks, though. Believe it or not, she went 3-0, 3-1, and now 2-1. So, man, she got a touch of the good stuff from her dad, I guess. Everybody, look out for me and Johnny's live show Wednesday night. We're gonna do a nice giveaway. We're going to do a couple giveaways. It's going to be a nice, good, big show, for a pay-per-view. Then on Friday night on my channel, both these shows are on my channel. On Friday night on my channel, look for me, Burt MMA, Patrick from Addicted to Combat, and Johnny K Picks, all 4 of us to do a show. We might have one more special guest, one of the bigger cappers in the game, but we'll see if he gets back to me and what goes on with that. But for now, us 4 for sure. So come check us out at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be another big show, more giveaways. We'll probably have 3-4 giveaways. So everybody come check that out. I'm going to do a giveaway this week. It is a special giveaway. To be honest, I don't know where I set the cards right now, but the giveaway this week is a special giveaway. 2 autograph cards. One is an autograph rookie of Grant Dawson for his extra good showing yesterday. It's an autograph rookie 2, Prism, which is really, really nice. And I believe it's Prism. It's Prism or Select. I had them out earlier, and I don't know what I did with them. They're here. But the second autograph card you're going to receive to go with Grant Dawson is a James Krause autograph. Yeah, man, after, the crazy events of that Minner fight yesterday, obviously it looked like he came into that fight injured. The betting line went from like minus 215 to minus 450, a couple of about like an hour and a half before the fight started. So obviously somebody had some inside information, made some bets. So, but yeah, man, same rules as always. Put your 3 fight parlay. Whoever has the biggest paying odds on that 3-fight parlay. So put your 3-fight parlay, put what it pays. And whoever has the biggest one will win. And whoever, if there's a tie, whoever put it in first will win. And I will ship you these 2 cards. So everybody comment anyways, even if you don't want to win the cards, comment, help my algorithm, man. it's nice, you know. Put a ton of time into this. I put a ton of time into this, and I promise you that it does not pay at all. And I've been doing it for a while. So yeah, man. We're gonna get right into this now with the first fight of UFC 281. We have Carlos Ulberg versus Nicolae Negumereanu. Carlos Ulberg 6-1, currently sitting at currently sitting at -125. Nicolae Negumereanu is 13-1, currently sitting at -102. This is going to be a great fight, man. Great way to start off the card. Both of these dudes are really good strikers. Both of them are very tough. I think that, you know, Ulberg, his kickboxing showed that he improved a lot. His power improved a lot. Every MMA fight he's getting better. You've seen in the Fabio Charant, even though he didn't fight back too much, he looked good there, man. He had excellent long kickboxing. His last fight, he was able to knock out Spann within, you know what, a minute and a half with a little like shovel hook jab. It was super nice. But yeah, man, excellent left hook with power, excellent head kicks with both legs. He kicks really well with both legs. He has really good striking. Showed some pretty good takedown defense and a good takedown against Fabio Charant. We haven't really seen his wrestling tested, but we know that his kickboxing is phenomenal. And if his cardio holds up, he can be a real problem at 205. And if his grappling checks out, I don't like it when he gets pressured. When he gets backed up against the cage, he'll keep his hands down. He can get gassed. He gassed against Kennedy and Jokoanu, but he had him hurt, you know, and thought he was going to get him out of there in the first round. It looked like a couple times and just couldn't. And like I said, his ground game suspect, but man, he uses his height and reach. Excellent explosions. All strikes are super fast, man, with great accuracy, with great power. You've seen against Stefan. You've seen his kickboxing in his earlier matches, his Dana White Contender Series match. Nicolae, man, this dude's good. He's got like brawler style of striking. You know, he throws a lot of decent jabs, but he throws a lot of overhand rights. He's got a very powerful overhand right, and a straight right. That's really what he uses. Decent jab. He's got decent grappling, decent clinch up against the cage, decent wrestling. He showed it in his last fight against Ihor, but you know, that dude wasn't very good, really. He had a loss to his only loss is to Safarov back in the day, and you know that was a greasy fight. But yeah, man, the Kennedy fight was greasy. He got a nice easy win with Ihor. I think this fight is going to come down to if Nicolae can get this fight to the ground and make it real grimy, because he's going to get outstruck standing up. And I think that's what's going to happen, man. I think that Ulberg has really nice knees. Ulberg has really nice clinch uppercuts for when Nicolae tries to wrestle him. And I just think that Ulberg's going to be able to catch him at some point in this first or second round, man. Nicolae's striking is slow. He has no striking defense. He punches with his face, and I just think Ulberg hits too hard, too accurate, too straight for that to be going on. So I got Carlos Ulberg by first or second round TKO. No bet on that fight, but it should be good while it lasts. Second fight is in the men's bantamweight division. We got Julio Arce versus Montel Jackson. Julio Arce is 18-5. Currently sitting at +170. Montel Jackson is 11-2, currently sitting at -220. And man, this is going to be an excellent fight at bantamweight. You got Julio Arce, who's been down here for his last two fights and has been looking good. You know, he was looking good against Seung Yudong before he got knocked out. Seung Yudong, obviously he's a bad mofo, and then he looked great against Daniel Santos, and obviously Daniel Santos is a savage too. You seen what he did against you seen what he just did against Castaneda. So Julio Arce, really good kickboxing, man. Definitely better kickboxing than Jackson, in my opinion. Excellent southpaw boxing, good forward pressure with the striking, really fast 1-2 and a straight jab. Seems to be physically strong at 135. If you see here, man, he was fighting at 145 against some killers, man. Julian Arosa, really big dudes. Hakeem Adawadu's really good at 145. Andre Ewell, that was his first one at 135, and he put Ewell away, which is super hard to do. But yeah, man, I really like him at 135. I think he's really well-rounded veteran with really good grappling. He's fighting a guy here in Montel Jackson, man, who's really big and tall for the division. He's 5'10 with 75.5-inch reach. He's going to have a 5.5-inch reach and a 3-inch height advantage. But you know, to be honest, I'm just not. What the hell? I don't know what this thing's doing, and it won't let me click out of it. To be honest, I don't know. I don't think he's all that good. If you see, if I can get back to this, his win-loss record, I mean, he's 11-2. He's got some good wins, but if you see here, man, he hasn't really beat anybody. He beat Brian Kelleher by Darce choke. He beat Andre Sukumtau by decision. He beat Felipe Corrales by decision. Lost to Brett Johns. He has a loss down here to Ricky Simone. Beat Jesse Strader and JP Buys. So Kelleher, Sukumtau, Corrales, Strader, and JP Buys. I mean, the dude hasn't fought anybody in his career, and every time he stepped up to Johns and Simone, he got beat. I like his fast hands. He's got a really fast 1-2 with some pop. He's got good, strong wrestling and grappling, but when he uses his wrestling and grappling and goes hard, he gasses out. He slowed down against Brett Johns. He slowed down against Ricky Simone, man. He didn't even look all that great to me against JP Buys, a guy that came up on short notice, fought him at 135, and, you know, he went to decision with a guy that gets knocked out by everybody. I'm taking Julio Arce here at plus 175, man, as a big dog. I think he's going to be good, big, strong at 135 against Montel Jackson. This is a step up in competition for Montel Jackson. Like I said, every time he steps up in competition, he gets beat, man. And I think Julio Arce at plus 175, that's a steal. I'm definitely going to be looking at betting him for sure, man. But give me Julio Arce by decision. I say that he's able to stop all the grappling. I say even if Montel employs that strategy in the first round, it wears him out, and that Julio Arce is able to stop most of it, very well rounded, and start taking over in that first and second and third at plus 175. I feel like you got to take him. What the hell, man? How do you get this thing off? I don't see anywhere to exit out. There we go. All right. Next fight is at 140 or 155. We got my bad. I have these out of order. Next fight is at 155. They must have moved these up. I have Ottman Azaitar versus Matt Frevola, and this is going to be a great fight, people. This is going to be a war for as long as it lasts. Ottman Azaitar, man, crazy power in both of his hands. He's going to be way faster than Matt Frevola here. He's going to hit harder than Matt Frevola, even though Matt Frevola is definitely, you know, good at what he does. He can wrestle. You've seen against Jalen Turner, but man, Ottman Azaitar, power in both hands. Crazy powerful dude. His hands are super fast, throws and combo, really good at throwing hooks over the top in the clinch. And Matt Frevola does like to clinch up. He's finished 12 of his 13 opponents, 11 KO. His overhand right is fast and deadly, times his power over people's jabs. And I got one of my buddies that's really good at betting sent me some photos of Ottman training with Khabib. So that is a really good sign if he's training with Khabib, if he's getting some wrestling time in. His grappling, we don't know much about. His gas tank, we don't know much about because he knocks people out so quick, and he's only fought 4 times in 5 years. I really don't like that. Matt Frevola, man, wrestling background. He's got pretty good striking, pretty good wrestling. You've seen against Jalen Turner. He took some decent shots against Jalen Turner and was still able to wrestle him down and beat him. That's the only thing that the only fight that really gives me concern here. But other than that, man, he's a scrapper. You've seen against Gennaro Valdez, ground and pound in round 1. That was a crazy back and forth fight where he had Valdez hurt a whole bunch of times. Valdez had him hurt. He took him down, but couldn't really hold him down. And then he's got some really fast losses, like Terrence McKinney knocked him out in 7 seconds. Polo Reyes knocked him out in 1 minute back there. But some other close fights and some really tough battles. I'm going to take Ottman Azaitar here by TKO because I think Matt Frevola will engage him in a slugfest. Matt Frevola is a fighter, man. I think he will engage him in a slugfest. And I think in that slugfest, Ottman's going to be way more powerful with both hands, where I feel like Matt Frevola is only going to be using one hand. So, yeah, man, I'm taking Ottman Azaitar, and I got him by first round KO. I do think these dudes are going to go at it. I do think it's going to be a crazy fight, and I do think that Matt Frevola suspect chin will show up. Man, dude, why is this stuff coming up? I've never seen so many ads on and I feel there we go. No, so many ads on freaking Tapology. Next fight is in the men's featherweight division. We got Mike Trizano versus Seung Choi, and Mike Trizano's 9-3, currently sitting at plus 130. Seung Choi is 10-5, currently sitting at minus 165. Yeah, man, I feel like it's good. I feel like it's just going to be a straight striking match. Sung Woo Choi, if anybody's going to use grappling, I feel like it's going to be him. Both these dudes are pretty much the same size, 6 foot to 5'11". Sung Woo Choi is 1 inch taller with 3.5 inches of reach. I think that this is going to be kind of a boring striking match because Mike Trizano likes to fight slow, and I think that Sung Woo Choi has the better striking. I think he hits harder. I think he has more chance to stop Trizano. You've seen last fight, Trizano got stopped. He got hurt a lot by Almeida, and I'm just not impressed with Mike Trizano really anywhere. His win over Ludwig Klein, he did not win that fight. He should be on a 4-fight win streak or losing streak, and he could have lost to Luis Pena. That was a super close fight. So he could be on a 5-fight losing streak. And I really did think rewatching that he lost to Klein. Choi, man, he's on I believe a 2-fight losing streak, getting choked out by Alex Caceres and getting beat by Josh Kulabau. That was a really good fight. I like Choi though. Like I said, I think that his kickboxing is better. I think he hits with more power. He's a little bit younger. And I think he could have the grappling advantage too if they grapple. So give me Sung Woo Choi. I'm going to take him by decision. I'm going to say it's a close fight. He's minus 165. It might be something worth looking at. I think that he can win this fight, but I've lost money on him on his last 2 fights, so I probably will be staying away from him. Next fight is in the women's strawweight division. We got Karolina Kowalkiewicz versus Silvana Gomez Juarez. This is going to be a scrap, man, for girls while it lasts. Karolina, man, decent kickboxing, decent offensive and defensive wrestling, and decent jiu-jitsu. She throws good straight punches, but she's getting old, and it's showing, man. She's 37 years old. She only has 3 wins in 6 years, and it's over terrible competition. If you look here, her 3 wins in 6 years, 2 of them are over Felice Herrig. Right, she beat Herrig in 2022. She beat Herrig in 2018. Then Jody Escovel, not good at all. That was her last win. Then she had these losses. She's only got 3 wins in the last almost 7 years, and they're over lower level girls. She had these 5 losses in a row. Felice Herring was a layup. She's only finished 1 opponent in 8 years, and that was only her last win was first finish in 8 years. She doesn't finish girls. She's retired a couple times. She's getting slower and way more hittable. You even seen in the Felice Herrig fight. It's just Felice Herrig couldn't do nothing about it. Yeah, man, Gomez Juarez, you see her boxing is phenomenal. She's got fast hands. She's got good power. She showed good takedown defense in her last fight against what was the Chinese girl's name that she knocked her head off? It was Na Liang. And then before that, she knocked Vanessa Demopoulos' head off and then went right down into an armbar. But she really knocked both these girls' heads off. You see, she could have won her last 4 fights by punches. I really think that she knocks out Karolina Kowalkiewicz, and I do like the under on this, and I do like Juarez Gomez. Kowalkiewicz can't. She's slower now. She can't get out of the way of punches. Even Herrig was, like I said, hitting her a little bit, but she just couldn't do nothing about it. I think Silvana Gomez Juarez is going to knock her out in the first round. So, yeah, man, give me Juarez by first round KO. And I like Juarez, and I like the under in that. Next fight is in the men's middleweight division. We have Andre Petroski versus Wellington Turman. You see here, these dudes are pretty identical, both 6 foot. With the Petroski has the 73-inch reach, where Wellington Turman is a 72-inch reach. You see, Wellington Turman is 5 years younger. I like that. Andre Petroski, decent boxing with a little power. Excellent. He's got excellent BJJ. He's a black belt under Gracie out of Philadelphia. Good wrestling with body lock takedowns. Excellent top control. Subs are pretty sick, man. He's got good anacondas and arm triangles. Decent left hook. Pretty good ground and pound, pretty good transitions on top. But I still question his gas tank. I think his striking is stiff, and he's very hittable. He takes terrible shots when he gets tired. He lost the 2nd round. If you look at this fight, man, Michael Gilmore is one of the worst fighters I've ever seen in the UFC. What is his record right now? Michael Gilmore is 6-3. He's not 6-3 no more. I guarantee that. 6-5. And his loss on the Ultimate Fighter. And he lost the 2nd round to Michael Gilmore, in my opinion, man. He had to come back in the 3rd, get that. Then the UFC gave him a layup in this Yazang Hu. And that was still a back and forth crazy fight. the Nick Maximoff fight, he got the early submission, and then I like where he's winning these grappling contests. But Eric Anders ain't known as a grappler, and Phil Hawes, we seen what happened to him in grappling, but with Galita, he got his knee blown out within 10 seconds. So, yeah, man, I'm not really impressed with anything, man. He takes terrible shots, like I said, when he's tired. You've seen he's a good hammer, terrible nail. Wellington Turman, man, I actually like this kid. He's a high-level black belt in BJJ. He's only 26 years old. You've seen him choke out right here, you've seen him choke out Misha or hit at Misha Serkinov with that arm bar last fight. Super sick, super fast. He's got pretty good offensive wrestling himself. He's got just as good at wrestling as Petroski, in my opinion. He's good at taking the back, standing on or on the ground. He definitely has better striking than Petroski here, in my opinion. He's got a better clinch with really good knees. His jiu-jitsu is just as good, if not better, than Petroski's. And I really think like his losses are to getting caught, getting knocked out, and Petroski ain't knocking anybody out. I'm taking Wellington Turman here, man. I'm taking him. I think he can actually submit Petroski when Petroski gets tired in that second round. I think Petroski is going to be losing the striking in the first round. He's going to be getting beat up, and he's going to have to take some shots. He's probably going to get Wellington down, gas out a little bit, and I think in the second and third round, Wellington takes over, and I think that Petroski, being a good hammer, terrible nail, is going to take a terrible shot, I think, in the second or third, and I think from getting beat up, and I think Wellington Turman is going to get the submission, and I actually feel really confident in that, folks. I really do. Next fights in the women's flyweight division, we got Erin Blanchfield versus Molly McCann. Erin Blanchfield 9-1, currently sitting at minus 435. Molly McCann is 13-4, currently sitting at plus 310. Erin Blanchfield, man, this girl looks like a freaking phenom, you know? She's going to be the same height. Erin Blanchfield actually has 6 inches of reach, man. Her striking is really, really good. She has really, really good kicks, man. Body kicks are phenomenal. Her boxing's improving, but it's kind of stiff. You know, she throws really good straight punches, but she's so tough. She's able to eat one to give some back. But her kicks are definitely better than her punches. She's got sick wrestling, man. Sick body lock takedowns. You've seen against Miranda Maverick. She was able to land takedown after takedown. Her jiu-jitsu is phenomenal. She was able, every time that Maverick got up, she was able to mat return her. Her grappling is phenomenal, man. Her pace, pressure, cardio, meanness, toughness, they're on a next level, man. This girl's a next level MMA fighter. And you see, she's only 23 years old, and this girl is really mean, really, really good, really savage, good everywhere. She's hittable on her feet. And like I said, I'm more impressed with her kicks than her hands, but they're both pretty good and both improving. Molly McCann, man, McCann definitely has better boxing than Blanchfield, but I don't know about kicks. Her spinning elbows are fire. Her arms are too short, man. She's got a 62-inch reach, so she always has to be on the inside to be throwing her punches and get off on her opponents. Well, that's when her opponents, you see she's got 4 losses, and them are all in the UFC, and that's when her opponents take her down and beat her up. You see Jillian Robertson took her down, beat her up, rear naked choked her in a second. Talia Santos took her down the whole fight. Laura Procchio back then, Fritz, and now she took her down and beat her up, and she did have 1 loss outside of the UFC, and I'm going to assume that she got taken down and beaten up. Her last 3 fights, she does have 3 wins, but they are against low-level competition in the UFC, you know, nowhere like Erin Blanchfield. I think the line's like off on this. Like, I do got Blanchfield winning. I think she wins by decision. I think she pretty much dominates because I do think she'll be able to get the takedowns. But if she can't get the, like her last fight, Blanchfield against JJ Aldridge, she actually got taken down twice and wasn't able to take Aldridge down and was losing that fight all the way up until she landed a hard body kick that dropped Aldridge, and that's how she got the submission. But if she can't take down Molly McCann, man, Molly McCann will be able to beat her up. But I got Blanchfield being able to land them takedowns. I got McCann being able to survive. So give me Blanchfield by decision. I don't think she but I think it's going to be closer than it seems like. And like I said, if she can't land them takedowns, it's going to be a really close striking match. But give me Blanchfield. I'm not going to have her in any bets or parlays. The line's already too high. Next fight is at men's light heavyweight. This is going to be a banger. We got Dominick Reyes, who is 12-3, currently sitting at minus 230, and Ryan Spann, who's 20-7, currently sitting at plus 175. These are some big boys. Dominick Reyes, you see, 6'4", 77-inch reach. Brian Spann, 6'5", with 81.5 inch reach. So he's going to have that 1 inch of height and 4.5 inches of reach. Dominick Reyes, man, excellent kickboxing, really nice shovel uppercuts. You've seen him striking with John Jones, dude. His striking's phenomenal. He strike out of both stances. Really likes his. He's a left-hand guy, southpaw though, but he hits hard, man. Super straight punches with power in both hands. Like I said, really switches stances really well. Powerful leg and calf kicks, man. I really think this dude's dangerous. His left hand is a piston with power and accuracy. He showed good offensive and defensive wrestling with good BJJs. Comes from a wrestling background. Excellent, well-rounded fighter. But where's his chin? After getting knocked out so bad, a couple times he got knocked out really bad against Yuri Przaka. Decent, knockout. Not as bad against Blachowicz, but still got knocked out bad. Przaka put him out cold with that spinning elbow. The John Jones fight was close, but man, other than that, so 3 losses in a row. He looked good before that, had some close fights, looked good before that, but I really like his striking. Ryan Spann, man, big dude, good boxing with serious power. He's kind of slow in my opinion. He's got good offensive and defensive wrestling, really good BJJ. He's got 12 submissions out of 20 wins, which is crazy. Good power. He's got 5 KOs. He's not finished 19 of 20 fights. Like I said, 5 KOs, 12 submissions. His right cross has serious power in it. He hurts a lot of people. You've seen him hurt Johnny Walker. He's hurt some good people. Very heavy on top with ground and pound when he can get on top. He does shoot sloppy, though, for takedowns, man. You see he holds people up against the cage and puts his head down low in a clinch and just tries to, grab the ankles. That caused him to get knocked out bad by Johnny Walker. That caused him to get knocked out by Carl Robertson. You seen Anthony Smith threw a beating on him, and he was able to choke out Cutelaba in that fight because Cutelaba gassed himself taking tons of takedowns and shots. I'm taking Dominick Reyes. I'm taking him by KO inside of 1.5 rounds. I really do think he gets it done, and I think it's going to be a good fight back and forth. But I think Reyes' speed and power and accuracy is going to pay off, and I think that he's going to be able to get the win. I think he was able to stop any takedown Spann has, and I think he's able to light him up. Next fight is in the men's lightweight division. This is going to be a banger. We got Renato Moicano. My bad. I'm sorry. I skipped it. We got Renato Moicano versus Brad Riddell. Renato Moicano is 16-5-1, currently sitting at -125. Brad Riddell is 10-3, currently sitting at +100. Renato Moicano, as you see here, is 4 inches taller with about a half an inch of reach. And yeah, man, this is going to be a good fight. But I'm taking Renato Moicano here, man. I get the line being where it's at -125, but I'm taking Moicano. I think he has the striking to strike with Brad Riddell any day of the week. Moicano has really nice boxing. He has really good kicks. You've seen him be able to finish Anthony Hernandez. He was able to finish him by hurting him on the feet. He dominated Ja Herbert, dominated Hazorovic. He had some tough losses. I think he was cutting too much weight, getting down to 145 and lost them. But he had good wins at 145 over Cater, Stevens, Zabura Tukulgov, Cub Swanson, lost to Otto, lost to Seung. But I really like Moicano here, man. I think that his striking is good enough to hang with Brad Riddell, and I think that he has way better wrestling and way better grappling, enough to just hold Riddell down. Like literally, he's going to be a lot bigger, and I think that he's really going to be able to out wrestle Riddell. Riddell has really good kickboxing and Muay Thai, man. Decent power in his straight and his right hook. He has a good get up game, but man, he gets taken down so much. Every fight that I was watching, dude, everybody takes him down, every single person, but they just didn't have the jiu-jitsu like Moicano and the size like Moicano to hold him down. Malarkey took him down a bunch. Magomed Mustayev took him down a bunch. Alex Da Silva took him down a bunch. Drew Dober even took him down a couple times. He's got powerful leg and body kicks, man. I just feel like he's a tough guy with good cardio, but he's not like a crazy KO striker. You see, look at here. His last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins in the UFC or last 5 wins are all decision. He's been finished in his last 2 losses. Jalen Turner hurt him bad standing up and then mounted guillotined him. And I can see something like that happening here with Moicano, man. Moicano has really good striking and he has really good jiu-jitsu and wrestling. But I know he's going to go over. He's going to be able to strike with Brad Riddell. He's going to be able to go watch his fight with like Ja Herbert and Hernandez. Dude, he was going over there and just picking them guys up and slamming them on the ground. Like he's a really big and really good for this division. He's got really good cardio with his grappling. You've seen he just overpowered Herbert. I really think he gets the win here. I think that he either gets a really clear decision with the grappling and control time over Riddell, or I think, like I said, he can even club and sub Riddell. Riddell's been hurt really bad and knocked out. It was 2 fights ago, and then hurt really bad in the last fight, almost knocked out and then submitted. So give me Moicano by decision or second or third round submission. Next fight is in the men's lightweight division. We have Dan Hooker versus Claudio Puelles. Dan Hooker's 21-12, currently sitting at plus 170 or minus 170, excuse me. Claudio Puelles is 12-2, currently sitting at plus 135. And this is going to be a weird match, man. It's really going to be a style as if Hooker stop Puelles' takedowns and the submissions? And, can Puelles stand with Hooker long enough to try to get these done? Hooker, excellent long kickboxing, excellent knees up the middle on guys shooting. You see it against like Gilbert Burns, a lot of people, man. He's hit some people with some really good knees. He has really good knees standing. Really excellent hooks. You have to go way back, though, to see him look good, really good in a fight. He looked decent against Nazarat, but Nazarat was really scared against him. I thought he lost against Paul Felder, and he looked really good against Al Iaquinta, but that was 3 years ago. He has a nice clinch with knees and grappling on the cage. He's physically strong for 155. Nice long punches with a good 1-2. But, man, I don't like how he's going up in weight, going up and down in weight. In the last couple fights, he got knocked out bad by Arnold Allen, standing knockout, but he got rocked like 5 times, got manhandled by Islam, got knocked out quick by Chandler, and the Poirier fight was good, but man, I don't know. I don't like that going up and down in weight. I don't think that's going to help his chin. I don't think that's going to help anything. He seems a little washed to me, to be honest, and I like him, but man, he didn't show good grappling against Islam too, and that's another thing. We haven't seen Dan Hooker fight really anybody that's tried to grapple him at all. If you look here, dude, all the way back, James Vick didn't grapple him. Iaquinta didn't grapple him. Paul Felder didn't. Poirier didn't. Chandler didn't. Haparas didn't. Islam did. Arnold didn't. Barbosa didn't. Burns, he didn't have a chance to. He got knocked out too quick. So did Jim Miller. So it's like, what's his grappling like? Claudio Puelles, really good BJJ. Pretty decent striking. He really only throws a left head kick and then a really straight left hand right after it. That's really fast and really good. He's got a really nice left body kick and a left head kick. He's got decent wrestling with decent timing on his takedowns on a double leg, single leg. Really fast left head kick, like I said. Striking won't be on the level of Dan Hooker. So I feel like in this position, Puelles is kind of sub or bust, man. And I don't think that he's just going to be able to go out there and sub Hooker. He might land a takedown or two in the first round, but I think Hooker can stay safe. But Puelles seems to slow down in that second round like he did he lost the second round to Chris Grutzmacher. The fight he had against Levitt, he got beat in the first round. The second round was pretty close. In the third round, he took over and was on top. But yeah, man, I just think that he's going to be sub or bust here. And I think that if Dan Hooker can stop the takedown, he's got so much more experience against high-level guys. I have no confidence at all, but I'm going to take Dan Hooker by like a second or third round TKO. I'm going to say the first round's close, sketchy. Dan Hooker's able to survive. He's able to stop the takedowns in the second and third, and he's able to beat up Puelles. So I'm going to take Dan Hooker, but I'm going to stay away. I actually am looking at the under because I see it as either Puelles gets Hooker out of there in that first round and a half or Hooker is able to finish him. I would like inside the distance, but we'll see. We'll see what them lines come out as. But yeah, give me Hooker by finish, man. Next fight is in the men's bantamweight division. We got Frankie, 41-year-old Edgar versus Chris Gutierrez. Frankie Edgar, 24-10 and 1, currently sitting at plus 170. Chris Gutierrez is 18-3 and 2, currently sitting at minus 215. Frankie Edgar, man, veteran. Like I said, 41 years old. He's got excellent boxing. He's got good leg kicks. He's got excellent wrestling. He's got an excellent clinch. Really good at blitzing in with punches when a guy's leg kicks. That's what's important to me in this fight. When I watched his fight just recently, you see here when he fought Pedro Munoz, who is one of the best leg kickers in that division. He fought him 2 years ago and looked great against Munoz over 5 rounds, was able to stop when Munoz would throw the leg kick. Frankie has great fight IQ, was able to rush forward, hit him, box him up, and was doing that for 5 rounds. He didn't really take him down too much because Munoz has really good grappling, but when he did, he was able to take him down and get a little control time. I love Frankie Edgar everywhere, man. He looked phenomenal against Marlon Vera. That was only 1 year ago when he fought Marlon Vera. He looked phenomenal until he got knocked out in the third round. And with 1 minute and 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the third, he got knocked out by Vera. But we know Vera's a savage, man. And I think he's 41. He's been KO'd in his last 3 losses at 3 out of 4. But man, Chris Gutierrez is not a knockout guy. He's got really good leg kicks. But other than that, it's hard to find a good spot where he really stands out, man. He's got decent boxing, but not the greatest, but decent. He has really good spinning shit. You've seen against Dana here. But Yeah, man. Decent takedown defense, but terrible get up game. When he gets taken down, he is not getting up. He was taken down and held down by 125-pound Durden on 3 days' notice, and he had a draw with Cody Durden. He got taken down and destroyed by Hany Bersolis back here. I know that was in 2018, but it was terrible. Like he got taken down, beat up, and then finished in that second round. And since then, he hasn't beat nobody good. Ryan McDonald, Geraldo De Freitas. Nobody's in the UFC. Well, Vince Morales probably shouldn't be. Draw with Durden. Andre Ewell, Corrales, Dana Bakhtaral. What makes anybody think that this guy, and he's not even that young, he's 31, going to be 32 in about 5 months. I don't know what makes him think, anybody thinks that he's like, should be minus 215 here, even to a 41-year-old Frankie Edgar, man. I'm taking Frankie Edgar in this fight. I think he is everywhere. He's better everywhere than Chris Gutierrez. I think he's going to be able to stop the leg kicks with boxing, and I think he's going to be able to take Gutierrez down at will, man. I'm really close to betting Frankie Edgar. I'm not going to lie. Frankie Edgar's way to lose recently has been to get knocked out, and Gutierrez ain't really like a knockout guy like that. Like, yeah, he hit Dana with that spinning back fist, but he was getting his ass whooped before that. Look, he didn't finish Ryan McDonald, didn't finish De Freitas, finished Vince Morales with leg kicks. He cannot block a leg kick, and Vince Morales and Frankie Edgar, a whole different story. Couldn't finish Durden, couldn't finish Ewell, couldn't finish Corrales, and he won with that spinning back fist. But other than that, I mean, he's finishing lower level guys, Ray Rodriguez back in LFA. But man, dude, not knocking anybody out. He's not leg kicking Frankie, and he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna spinning back fist him. So I'm taking Frankie Edgar here for the upset, and I'm really gonna look at the price when I get to the casino and see what that is. But I really actually like Frankie Edgar. I think the style matchup, the way he's losing lately, even at his age, is knockout. And Chris Gutierrez ain't knocking nobody out. The next fight is going to be a banger at 155. We have Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler. Dustin Poirier is 28-7, currently sitting at minus 220. Michael Chandler is 23-7, currently sitting at minus 170. And dude, Dustin Poirier, well-rounded veteran, really good everywhere, super tough. His boxing is phenomenal. He's got excellent offensive and defensive wrestling and grappling. It didn't look that great against Oliveira, but that was after a ton of knees to the body, and Oliveira's grappling is going to be way different than Michael Chandler's. Excellent leg kicks and body kicks, and his calf kicks, obviously, you've seen against McGregor. He's got excellent boxing with power in both of his hands, 21 finishes. He's finished 5 of his last 7 fights. He excellent chin. He's only been KO'd 2 times in 35 fights. Hasn't been KO'd in 6 years. Last one was to Michael Johnson. He definitely has better boxing and better kicks with solid takedown defense. I think he's going to be a lot better than Chandler kind of everywhere here except wrestling and natural explosion and power. Michael Chandler, very explosive, man. Very explosive. Striker with KO power, series power in his straight left and his left hook. He's got power in his right. He can switch stances. You've seen he can kick people's face off with Tony Ferguson. Really good wrestling, good ground and pound when he's on top. He's got 18 finishes and he's finished 5 of his last 6. Definitely more explosive, like I said, and fast on his feet, but all that costs, it costs his gas tank. You've seen against Gaethje, he looked phenomenal in the first round, but then, slowed down, put on another little spurt in that third round. But yeah, man, he kind of died out after that first round. I think that Dustin Poirier, as you've seen when he fought Gaethje, has way better boxing, way better kicks. Even the kicks are pretty even, but he does have better kicks. Obviously, he beat Gaethje. I think that Poirier is going to be able to survive that super crazy rough first round. Hit Chandler with some nice kicks too. I like that this is in the big cage, and I think he starts taking over. And I think that he can win all 3 rounds. He's just gotta stay safe. But I'm going to take Poirier, not being knocked out in 6 years, looking great. His only losses are to Oliveira and Nurmagomedov, the most recent champs. So, yeah, man, give me Poirier, dude. I think Poirier gets it done. I don't know. It could be a decision because Poirier's went to decision with some tough people. He's gone a distance with Hooker in complete war. So, yeah, I'll take Poirier. I don't know if he gets him out of there though. Co-main event, man. We have Carlos Esparza versus Weili Zhang. Carlos Esparza is 19-6, currently sitting at plus 280. Weili Zhang is 22-3, currently sitting at minus 400. And yeah, this is going to be a style matchup. Weili Zhang's going to have 3 inches of height, and they got the same reach. But this is really going to be a style matchup. Can Carlos Esparza get the takedowns? Can Weili Zhang keep it standing and beat up Esparza? And man, it's a good question, dude. Esparza has excellent wrestling. Her striking's improved since when she first started. Back in the day when she got beat up by Joanna Jędrzejczyk, her striking so much improved and it's serviceable. I'm not saying she's beating people up standing up, but she's not getting overwhelmed and just finished. Her wrestling is so good, it makes strikers hesitant. These striker girls can't fight the same. You've seen with Rose, you've seen with Michelle Rodriguez. Go look at all these strikers that she's beaten because they cannot fight the same. This Alexa Grasso win, is aging really, really well. Verna Jandaroba win, aging very, very well. Marina Rodriguez, pretty well. Xian Yan aging really, really well, man. And I don't think that Weili Zhang is that much better than Xian Yan. Like, she's probably a little better, but I don't think she's that much better. And they both have Chinese wrestling. You have to remember that. They both have Chinese wrestling. Yeah, she got that win over Nama Nunes, but that was the most boring fight ever. I feel like every takedown she lands, she can hold her opponents down for almost the whole round, man. She's got really good jiu-jitsu, really good transitions. She does enough with ground and pound to keep the fight on the ground. And she's gonna duck power punches and land them single leg takedowns. That's what she did on Yan, man. That's what she was doing with Rodriguez. That's what she did with Grasso. Really good wins on her record. Everybody keeps underestimating her, and it's kind of crazy. Weili Zhang, man, really nice kickboxing with super good power. Really powerful striking, really fast, man. She's got good power in both of her hands. She's got really good kicks, head, body, legs, really good movement and feints. Like I said, super, super fast. She's going to be the stronger, faster, and way more explosive fighter here for sure. She's definitely got the KO advantage. She's going to be on a whole another level technically. Striking, with power, with technicality, or technical striking, all that, dude. But I think that Esparza is going to have the better wrestling, obviously. She can use powerful leg kicks, though, to take some of the power away from that lead leg that Esparza is going to be heavy on as a wrestler, and to try to help with some of the takedown defense. But Esparza's 35, Weili's 33. Rose did use takedowns to win that second fight. She got a takedown in the third and she got a takedown in the fifth round and was able to hold Weili down the whole time she got them takedowns. That's worrisome in this fight. She's got 6 UFC wins. She's got 3 finishes. I kind of like the under in this fight because I kind of feel like either she's going to finish Esparza on her feet or Esparza is going to be able to out wrestle her and she may be able to get the finish on the ground like she did over Yan here. But I'm going to go with Weili Zhang. I'm going to say that she's able to survive and able to get like a second or third round knockout, man. She's so explosive. Like her knockout over Jessica Andrade shows that she can piece up Carla Esparza. If she takes one bad shot or gets in one bad clinch, she can hit her with giant knees and elbows to put her out. So I'm going to go with Weili Zhang, but I'm not comfortable. I'm definitely not betting her, definitely not putting her in any parlays because if she goes out there in that first round and starts getting taken down super easy, everybody's butt's going to pucker. Let's get to this main event, man. We got Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira, and this is like I can't wait for this fight, man. I cannot wait for this fight. This is going to be high level as it gets inside that cage. We got Israel Adesanya 23-1, currently sitting at -190. Alex Pereira 6-1, currently sitting at +150. And yeah, these dudes got history, man. Both K1 and Glory kickboxers. Alex Pereira holding 2 wins over Izzy, one by decision and one by brutal knockout with the left hand, man. Israel Adesanya, excellent long kickboxing. He's a master of feigning and threatening with his counter, man. I like that. I think he feints better than Pereira. I think that he's got better movement than Pereira. He's constantly switching stances and maintaining a good defense, which Pereira's not doing too much. Really nice calf kicks that pay off. I think that could be a big factor in this fight because Pereira ain't really throwing too many powerful leg kicks, kind of throws slower leg kicks. Really nice left high kick in a straight left. When he switches to his left stance, he's throwing straight left. To southpaw, he's throwing straight lefts right down the middle. He's throwing fast, powerful head kicks, man. He definitely kicks better than Pereira, in my opinion. I think he's faster than Pereira. I think he kicks harder than Pereira, and I think he's a better kicker, but Pereira has better hands, in my opinion. He definitely have the better MMA grappling, and I'm wondering if he'll use it in this fight. He's got a lot more experience in MMA, 23-1 to 6-1. You know what I mean? This ain't kickboxing. Izzy could mix this up. Izzy can be low output, though, and he can't. He's lost twice to Pereira, so that's going to be in his head. Pereira, man, phenomenal world champion kickboxer. Like I keep saying, 2 wins over Izzy already, and this could just be a kickboxing match. The best left hook in the game, man. Left hook Larry, dude. Izzy in K1, he's KO'd Strickland. A lot of people. He's KO'd a lot of people with that left hook. If you go down his record of kickboxing and everywhere, man, KOs. His flying knees are phenomenal. You'll see that flying knee right there. Left hook, flying knee. This dude is dangerous, man. Excellent flying knees, excellent knees in the clinch. His grappling is still suspect in my opinion, man. Bruno Silva was taking him down. Andreas Michailidis took him down. He can be hittable because he's willing to take one to hit you, give you a straight right down the pipe, and then follow with the left hook, man. That's a really good combo. He throws a fire straight right down the pipe, and then a savage left hook, man, and that's putting people out. Man, I just in this fight, 5-round cage fight, MMA. I'm taking Israel Adesanya to get the win, man. I think that he's going to have better cardio. The cardio kind of looked like it slowed down a bit, pretty bad for Pereira against Bruno Silva when he was taking some big shots against Bruno Silva, and that's not a good look after what we've seen Bruno Silva look like against GM3. I think Izzy's going to have better cardio. I think his calf kicks are going to help him a lot in this fight, like kind of like what he did with Paulo Costa. Not saying he's going to pick him apart and just destroy him like that, but I think that he's going to be able to use them, his movement, stay out of the power of that left hook. And I got Izzy Adesanya by decision. He's only been knocked out one time in his whole fighting career, and he's got about 130 fights, including MMA, and he's been knocked out one time, and it was by Pereira. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be ready for that left hook. Pereira hasn't been he's only been knocked out like once or twice, I believe, in kickboxing. I believe he got knocked out. I know he got knocked out one time right there. This dude knocked him out. I don't believe. Yeah, see, he's only been knocked out once in his career too. So I'm definitely going with the over. Neither one of these dudes are easy to finish. I'm going to go with the over, and I'm going to take Izzy by decision. That's all I got, man. You guys know, man, 1 fight winning streak could be 9, should be 9. I'm going to kill it. They call me Mr. Pay-Per-View for a reason. I'm going to kill this pay-per-view. We're going to get some money. We're going to take this up on my plus 60 units. I'm trying to get up. I need to get up to 1,000 units. But we're going to keep increasing some bets and keep winning and keep going. So everybody, man, please like, subscribe, share this, hit the bell notification. Check me out on my Twitter at Blood Money MMA Bets, Bloody MMA Bets, and check me out on Instagram if you want to get my If you want to get my bets early, get on Instagram and Twitter. You'll get them bets early. If not, look for me on Thursday night for my official bets video, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for another breakdown, and good luck to everybody. And I will see y'all on Wednesday Night Live. See you guys.